Have you ever wondered what really happens to your food after you take that first bite? It embarks on an incredible multi step journey through your body's own processing plant, your gastrointestinal tract, or GIT. This isn't just a simple tube, it's a sophisticated system of organs working in perfect harmony. Over the next few minutes, we'll take a tour of this inner world, exploring how it moves, digests, absorbs, and protects. So let's begin our journey. Our journey begins with movement or motility. Imagine your esophagus is a wave pool. When you swallow, a wave of muscle contraction called peristalsis pushes the food ball or bolus down into your stomach. No gravity needed. Once in the stomach, it's not a calm lake. It's a washing machine. Gentle, churning waves mix the food with digestive juices. Finally, in the small intestine, it's all about mixing and slow progress. Rhythmic, ring-like contractions called segmentation squeeze the content back and forth, ensuring it's thoroughly mixed for absorption. But how does this entire system know what to do and when? Meet the conductors of this orchestra, gut hormones. These are tiny chemical messengers released by the gut lining itself. When specific foods arrive, these hormones are secreted into the blood. They then travel to other parts of the digestive system, delivering precise instructions: release acid now or send in the enzymes. Let's meet the key players in this hormonal team. Gastrin, secreted by G cells in the stomach antrum, stimulates acid secretion, motility, and mucosal growth by activating enterochromaffin-like cells and parietal cells. Gastrin stimulates parietal cells to release HCl, increasing gastric secretion. Also, gastrin stimulates ECL cells to release histamine, which in turn prompts parietal cells to secrete HCl. It rises with stomach distension, amino acids, and vagal stimulation, but falls when pH is high. Clinically, gastrin is elevated in PPIUs, H. pylori infection, and gastrinomas such as Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. Gastrin is the accelerator of the stomach, ensuring acid and motility are ready for digestion. Somatostatin, a great inhibitor. It is released by D cells present in stomach intestine and pancreas. It decreases gastric acid and pepsinogen in stomach, inhibit gallbladder contraction, pancreatic secretions, and even insulin and glucagon. It increases with acid and decreases with vagal input. Clinically, its analog octreotide is used to treat acromegaly, carcinoid syndrome, vipoma, and variceal bleeding. Think of somatostatin as the hormone that keeps digestion in check. Cholecystokinin, or CCK, comes from micelles in the duodenum and jejunum. When fatty acids and amino acids arrive, they stimulate micelle to release CCK, which plays four major roles. It stimulates pancreatic enzyme secretion, contracts the gallbladder, relaxes the sphincter of Oddi, and slows gastric emptying. CCK ensures fats are broken down and absorbed efficiently. Secretin, released from S cells in the duodenum, is the neutralizer. When acidic chyme enters, S cells activated and secrete secretin, which then stimulates pancreatic bicarbonate release, increases bile secretion, and reduces gastric acid. This protects the duodenum from acid and provides the right environment for enzymes to work. Glucose-dependent insulinotropic peptide, or GIP. It is released by K cells. Glucose stimulates K cells to release GIP. It reduces gastric acid secretion, but increases insulin release after oral glucose. This explains why oral glucose produces a stronger insulin response than intravenous glucose. Mutilin, secreted by the small intestine during fasting, triggers the migrating motor complex waves that clear the gut. Motilin agonists like erythromycin can be used clinically to stimulate intestinal motility. Next is ghrelin. Think of food. Released from the stomach is the hunger hormone. It rises during fasting, stimulating appetite via the brain. Clinically, it is high in Prader-Willi syndrome and low after gastric bypass surgery. Remember, ghrelin makes your stomach growl for food. Now let's look inside the stomach's factory. The stomach lining contains millions of gastric glands. Parietal cells secrete chloride ions via chloride ion secretory channels and absorb potassium ions from food while releasing hydrogen ions via HKATPase. The hydrogen and chloride ions combine to form hydrochloric acid, which kills germs and aids in food breakdown. Chief cells secrete pepsinogen, which when mixed with acid becomes the active enzyme pepsin that chops proteins apart. And to protect the stomach from digesting itself, mucous cells create a protective barrier. The result, gastric juice, a potent mix of acid, enzymes, and mucus. The pancreas is the master chemist of digestion. It produces a super juice that does two critical jobs. First, it sends a flood of bicarbonate to neutralize the acidic soup coming from the stomach. Second, it manufactures a powerhouse blend of digestive enzymes like amylase for carbohydrates, lipase for fats, and proteases like trypsin for proteins. This pancreatic juice is the key to breaking down all major food groups. Next process is digestion. It's all about breaking big things into small absorbable pieces. It's a molecular demolition project. All the carbohydrates containing foods like bread and pasta are broken down by amylase into simple sugars like glucose. Likewise, fats containing foods like butter and oil are emulsified by bile and then chopped up by lipase into fatty acids. On the other hand, proteins from meat and beans are sliced and diced by proteases like trypsin into individual amino acids. Now they're ready for absorption. This is the final goal, absorption. The small intestine is perfectly designed for this, with millions of finger-like projections called villi that massively increase its surface area. The digested nutrients pass through the cells of the villi. Sugars and amino acids go directly into the bloodstream to be sent to the liver for processing. But fats take a different route, entering the lymphatic system first before eventually joining the blood. This is how the fuel from your food enters your body. Let's talk about bile. The liver produces it and the gallbladder stores and concentrates it. Bile has two key jobs. First, it's essential for fat digestion. It acts like dish soap, breaking large fat globules into tiny droplets so lipase enzyme can work on them effectively. Second, bile is a waste disposal route. It carries bilirubin, a yellow breakdown product from old dying red blood cells. Liver convert unconjugated bilirubin to conjugated bilirubin and excrete via biliary system into the intestine, which gives feces its characteristic brown color. Now let's discuss your gut participation in immunity. Your gut is on the front lines of defense, lining the intestine, especially in areas called Peyer's patches. are specialized immune tissue. Think of them as military checkpoints. They constantly sample the contents of the gut, monitoring for harmful pathogens or invaders. If they find something dangerous, they launch an immune response to protect you. Your gut is a key part of your body's immune system. Our journey nears its end in the large intestine or colon. Its main job is not digestion but water absorption and waste storage. It soaks up water and electrolytes from the liquid residue it receives, turning it into solid stool. But it's not a desolate place, it's home to trillions of friendly bacteria, your gut microbiome. These microbes help break down leftover fiber, produce valuable vitamins, and support our health. Finally, the waste is stored until it's ready to be expelled. So let's recap the amazing journey. Food is moved by motility, regulated by hormones, broken down by acid and enzymes from the stomach and pancreas, and absorbed through the villi of the small intestine. Bile helps with fat. The large intestine reclaims water, and the immune system stands guard throughout. Gastrin increases acid secretion and gastric motility. Somatostatin, a potent inhibitor, inhibits everything. CCK stimulates enzymes in bile, slows gastric emptying. Secretin neutralizes acid by increasing bicarbonate release and inhibiting acid production. GIP inhibits acid secretion and stimulates insulin release. Motilin stimulates the migratory motor complex during fasting. And ghrelin increases hunger. It's a complex, beautifully coordinated process that turns your meal into you. We hope you enjoyed this tour of your inner world. If you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more animated explanations, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching.